Westworld writers, visitors, and hosts. It's your boy DJ11 here, back at you with another one. And yep, we're not going Game of Thrones. Today we're going Westworld, and we got another theory for you. You may have tuned in last year and saw us predict quite a few things before they were revealed on the show, and we're going to try to do the same thing this year, and I have another one. Ever since Charlotte shown Bernard and us the secret room that Delos put in, I think a lot of people are starting to tie it into the original show. Now, I've never personally seen the original, but I have a feeling it's about robots, from what I understand, that are being made into real people. I believe Delos has secretly been storing DNA samples from all their guests from the park and storing them here. I think they're going to try to take some of the more prominent people and make them into real hosts. I also believe Ford may have already been doing this. Matter of fact, Ford may be one. I'm almost positive that Charlotte's one. I don't think any real humans will be allowed in this room. I think everybody in this room needs to be a host, and that's what the DNA sniffer was for. As I've said in the live stream, I think the end game is going to be Ford trying to twist everything around, and the board was trying to take the park away from him, so not only is he going to twist it and keep the park, but also take it a step further and take Delos away from the board. After doing a rewatch of Season 1 and watching the first 5 episodes, I think I may have came up with something that I can't believe I missed the first time around. Now we know the host can't see anything that's going to hurt them or throw them off their loop. That's why before they sent Hector back, Stubb showed him all those pictures and said, "Do these remind you of anything?" And Hector looked back and said, "Doesn't look like anything to me." And of course there's this extremely iconic scene.
You may have moved them.
What's behind this door?
What door?
And even more memorable and prominent in the show, Bernard could never see himself in this picture because him seeing himself as Arnold might have thrown himself off his loop. He wouldn't have been able to understand it. When he did make it through the door and down into the secret room with Teresa, and Teresa found the plans of Bernard being a host, she showed them to him. "What is this, Bernard?"
Doesn't look like anything to me.
So when all these other hosts see things that they're not supposed to, why do they just say, "It doesn't look like anything to me"? Yet when Peter Abernathy finds this picture of Juliet, he seems to completely flip his lid. Well, I guess we have to take a look at what the picture is of. The picture is of Juliet, William's wife, out in the real world. But why would a picture of William's wife out in the real world make Peter Abernathy go off his loop? Well, Juliet's not only William's wife, she's also James Delos' daughter. Now, they don't come right out and say it, but we're led to believe that James Delos has a terminal illness. In an earlier scene, we see William and James in the park, and William's trying to talk James into investing a lot more money into it. He says, "If you don't see the opportunity in this, then you're not the businessman that I thought you were." It got James's attention, and he said, "Tell me more." Now, I don't think the more is just extra advertising information on the people that are coming into the park. I think the more is trying to take the next step in evolution. It may have started off as just trying to find different cures for different diseases, but I think they took it a step further. I think that James Delos said, "I'm out of time," and he wants to upload his consciousness into another host's body. If he was going to take this next giant step, wouldn't he want to find a host that had kind of personal traits that were similar to his? Wouldn't he want to find someone that looked kind of like he did and reminded people of him? There's only one host out there that I know that fits that kind of bill, and it is the man himself. Yep, Peter Abernathy. And this would definitely help explain why he starts flipping out when he sees a picture of Juliet, because Juliet's his daughter, and it's starting to make him remember, perhaps starting to wake him up. We also know that William's wife had a terrible accident. She mixed up her pills and ended up dying. But her daughter said it was no accident when William went to console her. Her daughter said that she knew that he was a monster and she killed herself on purpose. But what would bring her to do such a thing? I think it's because William spent all his time in the park and she knew that he was in love with a robot. He could just never shake the feeling that he had for Delores, and this drove her nuts. I don't think she could ever get over it. I think she hated the park, and I think she killed herself because of it. But I don't think the story ends there. There's something that really caught my eye when I was doing my rewatch of Season 1. I can't believe I didn't notice it the first time around. Again, we know when the hosts see something that's going to hurt them or throw them off their loops, they say, "It doesn't look like anything to me." So what are we thinking when Delores said this?
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
But where is she? Have you ever seen anything like this place?
Doesn't look like anything to me.
That's right, folks, you heard it here first. I'm claiming that Ford found a way to upload these people's consciousness into the host body. I'm not sure if it took or not, but I think when Juliet died, I think she decided to do the same thing that her father did and had worked out a plan with Ford to upload her consciousness into Delores. She was so sick and twisted about William being in the park all the time and being in love with this host Delores that she ended up killing herself and making a deal with Ford to upload her consciousness into Delores. That way she could finally be with her husband William.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
But is this all even possible? Is it at all plausible? I definitely think so. We know that William was head over heels over Delores and he completely lost himself in the park. We're also led to believe that James Delos is running out of time. He's terminally ill and he's going to be dying soon. He tells William that some of us don't have as much time to be patient as others. So what if he did run out of patience and he decided to go ahead and upload himself into a host? Ford may have tried to warn him that the procedure wasn't perfected yet, but James Delos was out of time and he was ready to go. He said, "Screw it, let's do it." And Ford, not wanting to lose his backer or his #1 investor, decided to go ahead and do the operation, even though he knew it wasn't going to work. But does it even go further? How could there possibly be even more to it? Well, let's see. I know you remember hearing this off-the-wall line.
So here's to you, assholes. May your forever be blissfully short.
Alright, one more mind-bender before we go. Is there anything that looks familiar about these two pictures? What similarities can you pick out between this picture and this picture? Can you see any? Do you see anything that might be the same? That's right, we have another You Heard It Here First. I'm breaking it down for you. I'm letting you know, ladies and gentlemen, Logan is Lawrence. Lawrence is Logan. That's why when the man in black goes back every time, he makes sure to grab Lawrence because it's his brother-in-law, the man who brought him into the park first, uploaded his mind into Lawrence's body.
You just blew my fucking mind.
I know, it sounds crazy, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about at least 2 out of 3 of these, and I think all 3, to be honest with you. I think when we get and we actually look at the facts, it's right there in front of our face, we just never really saw it before. So, to recap, Peter Abernathy, Dolores' father and the host that freaked out and lost his mind, is actually James Delos, the head of the company that actually bought out Westworld that William now controls. I believe Delores, the star of our show, has definitely been uploaded with the consciousness of William's wife, Juliet. And last but certainly not least is the 2 L's. I do believe, yes indeed, Lawrence has been uploaded with the consciousness of Logan. That's why the man in black always goes back and seeks out Lawrence first, because that is the one who brought him and got him started in all this. Lawrence is Logan. You heard it here first. So that's my crazy theory for the day. Let me know down below what you guys thought of it. Am I crazy? Do you like it? Is it just way too out in left field? If you did like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like, subscribe and hit that red bell, and it'll let you know the next time that video comes out. We have a whole bunch more coming down the way. I have a whole bunch of crazy theories, and for everybody that's interested, we do a live stream every single Monday from between 6 and 9, depending on where you live. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, game on.
In here we were gods, and you were merely our guests.